What's up, Kyle here. I normally don't do videos talking about MMA, even though I love the sport just as much as I do pro wrestling. But I definitely want to talk about this to kind of get this like out there and off my chest, because I think this one particular fighter, I think, gets, for as many fans he has a lot of people that just hate on him, which I just think I don't see what's necessary. But this is one of my top favorite fighters, Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, current light heavyweight, well, not light heavyweight, but lightweight world champion in Bellator MMA. Bellator being, Bellator really aren't competition, I would say, for UFC, but they are an alternative to UFC in the MMA world. Bellator just had their one of their summer series, season 2, shows tonight on Spike TV, which I thought was a really good show. I mean, from top to bottom, from the undercard up to like the main event, I thought it was just a solid 3-hour show. Really enjoyed it. Michael Chandler had his I think this is his 3rd title defense against Dave Rickles, David Caveman Rickles, and I mean, I just don't get why so many people just absolutely just hate this kid. I mean, just hate this guy. A lot of people think that, Bellator, they just handed him the belt. He's inexperienced, so they just handed him the belt when he had his match against Eddie Alvarez 2 years ago. They just handed him the belt, which I think was a little crud. I think for somebody who kind of started late, Alvarez is still young. I mean, Chandler's still young. He's like 26, 27. But for him to start kind of like a little late, well, maybe late, but a little late, I think he was talented enough and deserved, to win the title and be in the position that he's in now. He a couple of days ago or earlier this week, he signed an extension to his already contract with Bellator, because his contract was already like coming up and expire, or was going to expire before his title fight tonight against Dave Rickles. But he ended up, signing an extension. And obviously, I think with that extension, he's going to end up signing a totally new deal with Bellator. And once that news got out, I mean, just the comments of people, most of them, diehard UFC fans, are like, why the hell this dude re-signing with, is re-signing with the Bush Leagues, because, he doesn't have what it takes to make it in the UFC. That's one reason why he re-signed with Bellator, because he wants to stay in the Bush Leagues so he can face mediocre lightweights. But if he were to come into UFC and face people in his division in UFC, he wouldn't stand 5 minutes in the first round. And to me, I think that's kind of ludicrous, because I don't care whether you consider Bellator a Bush League, an underdog compared to UFC, and which rightfully so they are to a degree. In my opinion, I think Bellator's featherweight, welterweight, middleweight, and light heavyweight division, I think their 4 divisions rivals UFC's hands down. If you are a UFC apologist or UFC fan only, you might disagree with that. But if you're a pound for pound MMA fighter, you're not exclusive to either or promotion, you have to agree with that. Bellator, those 4 divisions, those 3 to 4 divisions, in my opinion, rival UFC's. So it's not like, Michael Chandler is fighting, a bunch of weaklings. I think the lightweight division is solid in Bellator. So by no means do I think he's fighting, just chumps. Then you have people that are like, well, the only reason why, he's at the spot that he's in, or he really has the titles, because Bellator are they're upset with Eddie Alvarez, and how Eddie Alvarez wanted to, or is still in the process really of going to UFC, and this whole lawsuit thing. So this is they're trying to hold him back from going to UFC with this whole lawsuit and that, and blah 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 blah. So they're getting him back by giving Michael Chandler all this. I've had some people tell me that, and I'm like, to me, I just think that's just ludicrous. And I love Eddie Alvarez, but to say all of that, I think is absolutely just ludicrous to me. Chandler, in my opinion, I think is one of the best lightweight fighters in the world today. If you're to put a list of your top 5 best lightweight division fighters, Michael Chandler has to be on there. Has to be. He's my second favorite fighter. Not limiting him not limiting my favorite fighters to any divisions, or weight class. But he's my second favorite fighter today, like after Jones. And again, like I said, not limiting my favorite fighters in their weight class. But he's one of my favorites. I mean, the guy, I think he's a great wrestler, which is what he's mostly specialized in, is in his wrestling. The guy can strike, he can hit hard, so he doesn't lack too much in that area. And I think the one thing that wins me over with Michael Chandler more, besides his striking and his wrestling ability, is his personality. Michael Chandler is just a humble dude. He's confident. He's confident in his skills and his abilities, but he's not cocky. And listen to him tonight, like in the pre-match and then in the post-match, him talking. He was saying how he wants to be a good example, for kids, and be a role model. He wants to be someone that people look up to and say, hey, I don't just want to grow up and be a champion, but I want to grow up and be a champion like Michael Chandler. And when he says he loves MMA, he loves the sport. And when he says these things, you can tell it's not BS. It's genuine. It's like he has a genuine passion for the sport, for this profession, and wanting to be a role model and everything else. And so I think Michael Chandler deserves everything that he's been getting from Bellator. Because you can honestly say, really, Bellator's top 3 fighters, or like golden boys, are Michael Chandler, Pat Curran, and Ben Askren. And Michael Chandler being the number 1 out of those top 3 as like their poster child. And I see why they put him as their poster child, and they brag on him a lot, because not only is he a good fighter, but the way he carries himself, he's humble. He doesn't act cocky and arrogant. He's not rude. That's the kind of guy you want, to be your poster child. That Chandler is a company guy. He's a guy you can have to put the company on his back, be the champion that he is, and have him be proud to be your champion in your company. And then, let's be honest too. Michael Chandler, look at the spot that he's in. I would like to see Chandler one day in UFC, and maybe he will be one day, because he's only 27, so he's still young and in the prime of his career. But you got to look at his from his perspective. The dude is, like I said, the golden goose for Bellator right now. He's the current world champion in his division, and I'm pretty sure he's getting paid some good money being the world champion and being in the spot that he's in. So why would you, Bush League or not, why wouldn't you resign a deal with Bellator? Because ever since Bellator got acquired by Viacom back in, I think it was 2010, the president of Bellator says that since the acquisition of Viacom, they can dish out the X numbers of dollars and match Dana White and UFC and what he offers his fighters. They can dish that out. So like I said, I don't blame Chandler for re-signing with Bellator. Like I said, you look at the spot that he's in. He's a current world champion. I'm pretty sure he's not getting paid peanuts. I'm pretty sure he's getting paid a decent penny. Why not re-sign his contract? And if he re-signed his contract, which he did anyway, I'm pretty sure they raised up his payday. So I like Michael Chandler. I think the dude is a cool cat, not only in the ring, not only in the cage, but outside the cage. I think the dude is pound for pound a great guy, a great company guy, a great poster child, and an all around great fighter. I don't think the competition in Bellator and in his division, at least, I don't think is lacking or it sucks. I think he's proven himself, and he's had some good fights in Bellator in the lightweight division. You guys let me know what you think about Michael Chandler, and everything that I've mentioned in this video, and the box below. If you like MMA, comment, subscribe. Peace.